Larry, we can't figure out what he's trying to say. He's trying to gaslight grocery shoppers in the checkout line. And that it's that. So Tim Walz is making that blunder on top of Obama scolding black male voters, saying you're sexist if you don't vote for Kamala Harris. What is going on now?
What's going on is the polls are coming in and they're realizing that they may very well lose this election. About grocery prices, at least, Liz, they've gone from talking about gouging to now saying, I guess the grocery clerks that are putting the prices there are somehow putting the wrong prices and they're misleading you. Regarding Obama, I think it's pretty cheeky. Obama said the brothers are the problem, meaning the black men who are increasingly voting for Donald Trump. I guess he has that conversation, Liz, with the brothers in Martha's Vineyard when he hangs out at the barbershop and talks about what's going on in the real world.
All right, so
this is a guy who grew up in Hawaii.
Yeah,
his father got an economics degree. His father got an econ degree from Harvard. His mother had a PhD, raised by his upper middle class white grandparents in Hawaii, and he's lecturing the brothers on how they got to think about life. 20% higher grocery store prices between now and 2.5 years ago. The question is real simple. Are you better off now than you were 2.5 or 3 years ago? And the answer is not unless you're an illegal alien. You're not.
I mean,
and Larry Elder is hitting the nail on the head when he's basically saying Obama is not as close to y'all and is not as related to your situation as you think that he is. Y'all keep holding him up as the Messiah, and for some reason, you got this revisionist history, like his agenda was suited and tailored for you to benefit you when it wasn't. I was just looking at some older clips on X today, and X is a phenomenal platform for you to go and check out older clips. Not if you Roland Martin, because it may show some stuff that you're looking at that you're not supposed to be looking at. But I was looking at some older clips on X of not only Barack Obama, but Biden. And everything that they said that they wasn't and that they didn't stand for, which is one of the reasons why I say that the Democratic Party has evolved to become even more toxic than it was before. Everything that they said that they not for is the exact thing that they gave you. They said that they was for only institutional marriage between a man and a woman. And next thing you know, I seen Billy Porter dancing on the White House lawn next to Kamala Harris and Biden and having a celebration. Next thing you know, I seen biological men doing some of the wildest things on the White House lawn. And, you know, Obama's lasting legacy is tied to the alphabet community. So when you think about that and you really put that into perspective, it really makes me scratch my head. And I'm thinking, which Obama are y'all rocking with? Which Obama is he selling you? Because I know that people can rebrand and, you know, over time it heals all wounds. But the reality is that he's never been close to you or related to you in any way, shape, or form as far as his lifestyle and what his long-term objective was as far as how he was going to govern the United States of America. And now they pull him out of nowhere. And then he's so disconnected from what's happening in the culture that he basically disrespects men, specifically black men. And now women is in a tizzy because they feel some type of way about his legacy going down the drain because he has no power and influence on how we're going to vote going forward. And Kamala Harris will lose this election. Mark my words.
Yeah, we hear you. I mean, food and housing are driving CPI numbers to come in hotter recently than expected for September. I mean, wholesale producer price numbers, we got to just hit the economic trend here. They fell just only 1/10 of a point in September. So when you see Kamala Harris talking like this, Larry, we want to get your reaction on, again, she's asked how she's going to fix inflation. Watch her answer here. Listen to this.
And your point, listen, I know prices are too high still. Again, you've heard my story. I come from the working class. And then some, you know, corporation, and it's very few of them that do this, but then jack up prices. So that's why I'm taking on, for example, price gouging, which is when, you know, most companies and corporations are good, but for those bad ones, they take advantage of people.
Okay, you know, here's the thing. So, I mean, Larry, I can't make it's like trying to follow a gnat in a windstorm. You know, you can't follow the train of thought. Let me back up. So she's saying there's price gouging. Then she says few companies are doing it. Then
Right.
Tim Walz is claiming grocery stores are false somehow. The New York Federal Reserve Bank, the San Francisco Fed already debunked this, saying there's little proof groceries and companies are price gouging. They're blaming it on higher operating costs for things like worker wages and commodities. I mean, food manufacturing costs have, I think they're up more than 28% since 2020. And that's kept the grocery profit margins down to a razor-thin 1.6. Now, Larry, I didn't mean to hit all that nerdy data there, but when you look at the facts, Larry, it's like Obama rhetoric, right? Obama smearing, just coming out there with no facts, no policy fixes. He claimed that Trump inherited his good economy when Trump inherited a 1.6%, 9% GDP growth from Obama. So, you know, when you see like the bloviating political flannel rhetoric and the facts, Larry, how do black voters take it? How do black voters on the street take it?
Well, the same way any voter takes it, they feel insulted. They can see what the prices are. Kamala Harris has no plan. She said that she couldn't think of any major issue or even minor issue where she disagreed with Joe Biden. And if you're part of the 2/3 of Americans who believe we're on the wrong track, and you hear the leader who put us on the wrong track say that I wouldn't do anything any differently, what makes you think the person who put you on the wrong track is going to put you on the right track? And at least, I guess she's downgraded now. She used to say, well, I'm from the middle class. Now she says from the working class. Next thing you know, she's going to say she was from the ghetto on food stamps. So she keeps moving the goalpost.
And we know, and Obama tried to sell us on this also, and we know that he's a liar. And we know that she's not ever worked in the private sector. Every single dollar that she's gotten as a result of being successful and working her way up to the top, however y'all want to frame that, has come from you guys, the taxpayers. And so her entire career, she's never started a business. She's never worked in the private sector. She doesn't understand margins when it comes to the grocery business. I do because I've actually worked in it and I understand it and I research it. And I've also done the due diligence as far as which stocks to invest in. And even if you look at the biggest grocers in the United States of America, Walmart, Kroger, I understand that Walmart is the biggest grocer in the United States of America, but they don't make the majority of their profits off of groceries. It's almost a loss leader. Kroger, they're trying to merge right now because they have a high debt load and very thin margins. And if you know the industry, then you understand that inflation is not directly tied to price gouging. But you have incompetent leaders that's basically being given to you, and they just going off of their talking points and teleprompters. And when they go off script, they look foolish because she's basically told you, listen, I'm not going to do anything different than what you've expected for me to do in this past 3.5 years. Well, why? Because she was a part of every major decision, as admitted by herself, on multiple different platforms, including The View. And so I'm not convinced. And you're not going to sit there and throw out Obama and sit here and tell me, don't make me get Michelle. Make you get who? What's she gonna do? Listen, don't get me started. Listen, I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. I think that y'all are the greatest audience on earth. And I'm curious, do you agree with Larry Elder? Do you agree with me? Or do you disagree with us in saying that Obama is out of touch? Kamala Harris is not the best person for the United States of America to be president of the United States of America. And here's the bigger question. Do you think they are panicking? Which is one of the reasons why Obama is now on the campaign trail also. Do they sense that they've lost the grip? And now that men are no longer showing up to even Roland Martin's live streams to have a conversation about Kamala Harris, do you think that the honeymoon phase has completely fell out of the bottom and all of the marketing to say that we are winning, they are winning, and Magic Johnson can't swim and D. Hale Hughley can't swim and Ricky Smiley and all of these other boule people can't swim? Do you think that it is going to be a catastrophic failure for this campaign historically? Or do you think that they can win the president of the United States of America? Let me know what y'all think inside of the comments. Make sure y'all tap into the Patreon link is in the description. Also, Teach Hanley, 40% off your first order plus 20% off life. And then get your tickets, discount code Anton to come and kick it with me in person. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. I'm going to holler at y'all later. Peace.